Genghis Khan's jealousy has finally gotten the better of him, and war could soon be inevitable for that reason and that reason alone. It's definitely nothing to do with the fact that I just forward sold the crap out of one of his cities in the last episode. Hello, Legion, this is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Civilization 6 in our first Controlled Chaos series, another Victoria. So we have a brand new city over here, Liverpool, and I want to double check something real quick. Let's pull up the continents lens and see if this is... Oh, it's not. So this is on the continent of as is this. Sometimes the color palette can be really similar, and even for a second I thought that this one was a little bit brighter than over here, but it's just the different style of terrain, grassland versus plains. Over here, however, is the continent of Asia, and that's where Genghis is mostly settled, and it looks like a fair amount of Jadwiga's cities are over there as well. So one of the reasons I'm concerned about Genghis getting mad is that he still has a much, much stronger military than me. So we're going to need to do what we can to change that. But in Liverpool, I think the most sensible building is still to build a Royal Navy dockyard first thing, because that's going to be just a clear harbor city. Up here, however, I might do something a little bit different. I'm still making ridiculous amounts of gold per turn. So part of me wants to just buy... Oh, I remember, yeah, I was sending that warrior up that direction, as well as that archer. So I don't necessarily need... Yeah, let's go ahead and put some walls down. That'll take 3 turns. Yeah, that's going to be the best choice. Walls will give me the opportunity to actually defend, even if I don't have a unit in place, which is handy. But yeah, the Royal Navy Dockyard, if you place it on another continent, remember, I think we looked at this last episode, +2 gold and +4 loyalty per turn. Recall that loyalty per turn is one of the things that is currently making Newcastle upon Tyne have a rebellion risk. It still has a bit of a rebellion risk because we're still waiting for the city to grow. As a matter of fact, hang on, let's go ahead and put that city on growth focus so that it grows sooner. I think it was just saying 7 turns away when on production focus. Yeah, that's not acceptable. We want to go ahead and get a food production or food focus in place. Birmingham is fully loyal, which is nice to see. We are 2 turns away from that awesome theater square and 6 turns away now from that awesome campus district in Newcastle upon Tyne. So we could very well be at war with Genghis by the time that thing finishes. Let's see. Why don't you come back here? Oh, you know what? We could chop down some woods, and it would be done a little bit sooner. Let's do that. Let's chop down those woods right there. All right. This settler might have a spot down here. I'm kind of poking around with my galley, which I was doing last episode as well. What I'm really hoping to find is... There's desert here, which is good. What I'm hoping to find is some more iron, because right now I have no iron, and I could potentially trade for some iron. Let's take a look at that, actually. I didn't look at that last episode. Ooh, Catherine has 2 spare resources. Hello? What would it take? Really? That's all you want? Okay. I'm going to sweeten that deal a little bit. And we're going to get 2 more luxury resources that we currently don't have, which, if you want a quick explanation on why those matter, anytime I select a city, notice that down here we have the loyalty of the city, we have the number of districts in the city, and of course how many it can build total. So if there's a possibility of building another district which is population based, then you would see like 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 4 here, or a different number. Then we have amenities, and amenities are a bunch of things. As you can see here, you can have amenities from bunches of different sources, which it's too much to get into, like what all of these different things are right now. But when you have more amenities than the requirement, then your citizens are happier. And one of the main sources for amenities is luxury resources. And you can obtain those either by harvesting them yourself. Well, not harvesting them. Harvesting a resource in Civ 6 means you actually clear the tile and you get the yields. But you can farm them yourself, I suppose. You can collect them yourself. Or you can trade for them. And we just got 2 new luxury resources from Catherine. From Catherine. And you know what? Yeah, let's keep heading down this direction with our scout. These two are at war, so we're just literally we're casually strolling through their battlefield. Don't mind me. I'm just going to be over here. All right, let's go to the next turn. Genghis really could declare war on me any turn now. If he decides he's that unhappy with me, it's very possible. We also have some luxury resources in my territory that I haven't improved yet. So we have these pearls. We have these elephants. That's one of the reasons, recall, that I, founded cities where I did, is that there were luxury resources nearby. All right, so Plymouth needs more housing. I know that. All right, so there's a drought up near Aksu, and we have a new envoy. Ooh, interesting. What would be the best thing to do here? I love the city-state interface that I'm working with because I actually have more information on who's close to taking control of some of these. It looks like Genghis might be close to knocking me out of first place as controller of Johannesburg. So I'm going to go ahead and put the envoy in there. And man, that is such good information. Like, if I hadn't seen that number, I probably wouldn't have made that choice. I would have gone for some other city-state. But I don't want to lose Johannesburg right now because of that bonus that I'm getting from being their overlord. +1 production for every improved resource type. That's helping me in a number of my cities at the moment. So, heck yeah. And by the way, that's referring to, when it says resource type, there's 3 different types. We have strategic resources, we have luxury resources, as I just discussed, and we have bonus resources. 3 types. So you can have up to 3 additional production per city, if I'm interpreting that bonus correctly, which I believe I am. Hey, look, iron. We're not going to be able to claim that iron, but there's iron there. Okay, but I'm hopeful that there's going to be iron in this desert, somewhere on this island, and I'll find it with this galley. Seems like it's pretty safe in this area, so I'm content to bring the settler farther down. All right, so this is one of the spot. Well, this is actually where Korea is trading for dyes. It looks like there were 2 dyes side by side, and France got one, Korea got the other. That's probably what they're at war over. Jadwiga wants some horses. We have plenty. You know what? Jadwiga? Don't worry about the gold lump sum. Just, you're my buddy. I'll take the 1 gold per turn and the open borders. That's useful for me right now, so thank you. I might be able to get an alliance with Jadwiga. There we go. So, as I mentioned, we got some extra era score.
Hey, we just go wherever there's a mixture of money and trouble.
We got some extra era score from just having a very, very nice set of bonuses there. So we'll take a look at how much exactly there is in just a moment. 50% gold bonus on all unit upgrades. Ooh, that could be useful right now. Because I'm going to, Yeah, I'm going to select that because we're going to need that in the coming moments. Let's take a look at how this is going. All right, the warrior is upgradable, but we don't actually have iron with which to upgrade him. All right, so we almost have Manchester's defenses in place. Yeah, we need iron to upgrade to the next level. And it's interesting because we're already in the medieval era. We have 14 to 28 turns left in the medieval era. For those of you that are newer to Civ, by the way, I'm playing on quick speed, which I've found over many, many series in Civ 6. I've found that it's kind of best for YouTube. I might occasionally do a standard speed. We might even do a standard speed playthrough in this meta-series. But it's like a good pace. A lot happens in each episode, keeps it entertaining, and I mean, the game has changed a lot since the last time I played with that, so it might be worth revisiting. But you can play Civ on much more stretched out speeds where it takes longer for the calendar to progress. So just know that. There's lots that you can customize. Just, well, like virtually all of the games I play on the channel. There's a lot that you can tweak. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and select feudalism because I want to go ahead and take advantage of the food adjacency bonus. I feel like it's time to go for that. We will also get some policies which I might institute. There is a part of me that won't... Actually, yeah, I've changed my mind. We're going to go for divine right because if I can unlock monarchy, not only will I get era score for selecting a government from a later era, but monarchy is a militaristic style government. Plus, it's England, so it makes sense canonically that we would go for a monarchy. We're not always going to follow that line of thinking in Civ, but I mean, we've been doing that so far with establishing a navy pretty early on, so we may as well do the same here. But we'll get era score for that, but it also will give me more policy slots sooner, which I might need. Okay, so let's take a look at this. This culture square just finished 6 culture per turn from 1 new building. Now we can start building it's not a new building, it's a new district. But now we can start putting buildings within it. Okay, now the mausoleum at Halicarnassus is actually tempting in Birmingham, because this is not really a good science city for a number of reasons. Although we do already have a campus district here. Ooh, really? So we would have to replace our stone there in order to get this. That's a shame. It's okay. I'll do it. Also, I would need to make sure the city was protected so I didn't lose the mausoleum. This is a tile that will, if climate change gets really bad towards the end of the game, which is a thing in Gathering Storm, yeah, this is going to affect production in Birmingham, so it actually will take longer than it's telling me. So here's what's happening. It's saying 12 turns to finish it, right? But that is taking into account that I have this bonus resource in place. And I'm about to destroy that. But +1 science, +1 faith, and +1 culture on all coast tiles for this city. And look at this. Look at this. It's going to have... Yeah, it could potentially have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, or 10 coast tiles. And that's not counting the ones that are far... Yeah, we're doing this. We have to. We have to. It's such a clear, obvious opportunity. Okay, so it looks like I can go ahead and build an industry for cocoa. And we're going to do that. We're going to lean into that. Because, again, I don't know a whole lot about that particular game mode. Just like I don't know a lot about barbarian clans. I kind of want to do a Royal Navy dockyard here, too. Because these are both really good harbor cities. Let's go ahead and get that done. Alright, we've mostly explored the far side of this continent. Oh, sorry, Jadwiga. I did not mean to treat with you. No offense. Okay, if I remove the woods... So let's do the math here, just since you're learning how this works. 78 production completed, 110 required. Chopping down the woods will give me 42 production. Ergo, this will complete the campus. Even though there are 6 turns remaining, we just get 6... That's really freaking epic. And then we get 3 era score for that. So now that's done, and as a consequence, we can work on things that are more important. Like, I'm going to save my gold for military expenses in case it's necessary. But we can go ahead and build the ancient walls. We need walls on all of our cities that are near Genghis because he is not happy with me right now. And it's understandable. I will, take responsibility for the fact that I settled somewhat aggressively. But if I didn't do it, then he almost certainly would have. Okay. Still not seeing any iron, but I could have gone the other direction and seen some. So I'm optimistic. I'm going to keep moving down this direction. We've discovered a new continent, naming it Europe. All right, so the continent of Europe is on the... So this is like 3 continents in one, interestingly enough. We're starting to see more of the shape of the world. All right, the walls are almost done in Manchester. Very good timing. All right, so it looks like a clan has established a city-state. Bandar Brunei. So that's another economic city-state. And they want me to recruit a great merchant. So does Nalanda, for that matter. So does Anshan. All right, so Catherine de' Medici has a new deal available for diamonds. Let's take a look at this. This is part of the Quick Deals mod, so it's not part of the base game. Hang on, if I click on that. Nice. Oh, do I have extra diamonds? Is that what you're telling me? Hold on. I do. Okay, interesting. Maybe I can trade for something else. Sunduk, what do you have? No. Okay, so I guess, yeah, I guess France would be one of the best options. So, 14 gold per turn for 30 turns. Yeah, sure. Tell you what, I'll reduce it slightly just so... Well, no, I won't. I think I've already been pretty nice to France. All right, we cannot actually be allies with Jadwiga yet, but I think I might do that. Oh, hello. What exactly do you think you're doing? All right, so that's a man-at-arms unit. That's kind of annoying. Let me go ahead and buy a horseman, because I haven't actually done that yet anyway. And cavalry will absolutely stomp. The combat kind of works in rock, paper, scissors style. So you can use spearmen to counter infantry, or rather spearmen to counter cavalry, but you use cavalry to hit infantry. All right, I'm going to go ahead and build a... There's a lot that I want to build in Manchester, to tell you the truth. I think I might... I know I've been talking about saving gold for military purposes, but I also want to lock down some additional territory so that Urumqi doesn't get it first. Okay. So I kind of do want to build another campus. We have multiple good districts. Just to keep it safe, this is spending a lot of my gold. That was... All right, so that purchase was to make sure that that tile didn't fall into Mongolia's hands. This one is because I want the campus up here away from the city, on the other side of the mountain, so that if it gets attacked, the campus is in less danger. Okay, Newcastle upon Tyne. There's only one charge left for this builder, so what can I do with that? Yeah, a little bit of extra production I don't think would hurt. Now let's go ahead and build an industry for cocoa. And this is one thing I want to go ahead and look up, because I know very little about these. So an industry dedicated to a specific luxury resource provides a unique benefit to its city, as well as +1 great merchant point. Okay. So we can eventually form a corporation. Nice. +20% growth, +3 housing in host city. Wow. So that's actually going to really help Birmingham grow faster than it's already growing. Because extra housing functions very similarly, by the way, in Civilization 6. And it was this way first in Civ 6, as I recall. It functions very similarly to the way housing functions in Stellaris, which is to say that the more housing you have, like above the number of citizens that are currently living there, the more the population will grow. So you're giving the population room to grow, housing to grow into. Okay, I'm moving this galley one tile at a time. because I want to make sure I don't run right up on a barbarian unit. All right, you come down here.
Здравствуйте.
Russia.
Я царь Петр. Достойный правитель, подобный вам, должен ценить все самое изысканное. Любите ли вы искусство, подобно мне?
So we are, yeah, exchanging information on our capitals would be a good idea. So interesting. So he's got a religious unit on the way over to my continent, Eastern Orthodox. I'm going to continue sailing around this direction, still looking for iron. So it seems like if I settle in this area, if I find iron, as I'm hoping to, notice we're more than halfway around the dial towards our golden age, in part because we just met Russia, but also because we just built that industry. So yeah, if I am able to find iron somewhere here, I'm going to be somewhat near Russia. I'll need to be mindful of that because he might not like it very much. All right, so since we just met him, let's go ahead and... oh no, we actually don't have the gold. I spent it all. So I can't send him a delegation this turn. That's unfortunate because sometimes if you wait a turn, they are not as receptive. Maybe it'll be different now because we're a little bit later in the game. But it's 500 AD. We've just met Russia. Let's see what happens.
Хонин толгой дуран углаад хоёг дуулах хэмээч хурцгар амтд чуглуулад хурц баатрууд хэмээмээ чи.
So Genghis, again, really looks for other rulers to have strong cavalries. And he kind of, he either... Let's look at this again. Yeah, so he dislikes it when you have a cavalry that rivals his. So, as we saw early in the series... Oh, wow. So this would actually be a major defeat because this is a more advanced unit. I'm still going to do it because they can't attack the unit inside the city and it'll gain experience. Yeah, it's worth doing. But yeah, as we saw earlier in the series, his opinion of me improved because my cavalry sucks. So, that could actually be helping me. Oh, Peter's friendly with me. Nice. Send a delegation. All right, so he might send one back next turn. Let's just do some exploring down here. Looks like we have met a representative of the Vilnius city-state. And we have another envoy available. Genghis is no longer within range of taking Johannesburg in one envoy, so let's see what else I can get away with. Yeah, let me see if I can move towards... Where is Anshan again? Oh, yeah, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. It makes sense for us to try to be suzerain of Anshan. I want to try and get to that before he does. Okay, so we've done pretty much all we can in Birmingham. I'm going to chop down those trees to help with the production of the mausoleum, because we still have a good ways to go on that. Again, one tile at a time here. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move back towards Liverpool and get that unit healed. Ah, we have met Buenos Aires. As I recall, Buenos Aires is a particularly useful city-state to have. Your bonus resources behave like luxury resources, providing one amenity per type. Hey, we talked about that earlier in the episode. That might make a little bit more sense to you than it might have had I not brought that up. So basically, it allows bonus resources like stone and wheat to act like they're luxuries, as long as you're the suzerain of Buenos Aires. Every city-state has a unique bonus that you get if you're their overlord, which you have to maintain politically using envoys. And we've seen a little bit of competition over that this very episode. All right, so Jebel Barkal is almost done. Well, if you can call 5 turns almost. Walls are almost done in Newcastle upon Tyne. I almost said walls are almost done in ancient walls. Wow. Wow. Okay. The city of ancient walls. You know, I could actually have a... This is really cool. Newcastle upon Tyne could have a harbor. Because check this out. We're going to have a freaking canal here. We could put a canal here too. Or here. This would probably be the best spot because we can chop down those woods. Holy crap. I didn't realize that till just now, but that's totally a possibility. Wow, 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 wow. For now, I'm going to go ahead and build a library because we need the science. We need to start catching up in that regard. Okay, so we have a trade route that's completed. We currently have Manchester and Hull trading, but Plymouth, you know what? You need to keep going. Well, no, you don't anymore, because since we have Petra in place, Plymouth actually has the production that it needs to finish stuff on its own. So, which city maybe needs Liverpool, actually? Yeah. Let's have Liverpool trade with London. That'll help our new city grow faster. Hull's already doing that. So let's do the same with Liverpool. All right, I'm going to keep that horseman from attacking for a turn or two. We'll have the warrior hang out there. And this galley is going to head back towards Liverpool's safe territory. Okay. I need to circle back this direction. It actually seems like this is not an island, but it's part of the continent, which would be interesting if that's where I ended up settling. So I'm kind of wishing that I hadn't gone this far south with the galley at this point. Because we're most likely to find iron in desert tiles. And I want to explore more what's going on this little island and explore more what's going on over here. Okay, so it looks like Sunduk might have a deal available. She does. What would it take? Yeah, I'm alright with that. 2 gold per turn for 30 turns, and then a one-time deal. She wanted 11. I'm giving her 12. Alright, so it looks like France and Korea have just made peace. Horses healed up. Many dispute the actual start of the medieval era, but you know it was when England discovered machinery.
Remember that people break down too, not just machinery.
Okay, so with that... Yeah, we're going to go with military tactics because this is going to give us access to the pikemen, which is the medieval era anti-cavalry unit, which, if I need to explain at this point why that's useful against Genghis, you may not have been paying attention. All right, we're going to attack the barbarian unit one more time here. It is going to hurt the horsemen. We're going to have to keep them back and healing a little bit more. But we're about to be done with the Royal Navy Dockyard, and then I'll be able to actually train a unit that's a little bit better for defending there. All right. It's interesting. I still have wonders that I could build, but I'm going to hold off on that. I need to make sure that I have like a worthwhile defensive force here. So, yeah, let's train a horseman in London. And also, yeah, keep scouting over here. Okay, now we're going to remove these. It's going to get us past the halfway point for the mausoleum. 5 turns remaining now. 3 turns until the city grows, so that might help it finish faster if the tile that the new citizen works provides more production, which I don't know that there's going to be one available like that, but you never know. Didn't look too closely. 3 turns until Jebel Borkal is done, so that will give us our iron income that we've been waiting for. Now I can finally heal up that galley. Okay, so I can use the settler to explore directly here. I'm just always a little bit nervous about doing that. All right, that is not a barbarian unit, thankfully. Now, ironically, the scout's actually getting pretty close to said desert areas, so... All right, we have 5 Aero's Corps that we need to earn. countdown will start anywhere between 10 turns, or not the countdown, but the arrow will end anywhere between 10 and 24 turns from now. It's randomized. Your knowledge of cartography has advanced considerably. Oh, nice. We constructed a new district. Where? Oh, was it the Royal Navy Dockyard? Yeah. All right, so we have a great person. This is going to give us arrow score as well. Ooh. So Gaius Duilius, +5 combat strength and +1 movement for classical and medieval era naval units within 2 tiles of this great admiral. If I retire him, it will form a fleet. Not an armada, but a fleet. That's a 2-star unit out of a military naval unit. Those are both good things. So now we just need 3 era score, and we've got a golden age. All right, so it looks like there are some folks that are interested in trading for cocoa. Russia. Do you have any resources? Oh, yes, you do. Hey. You don't have any gold per turn that you can give me, but can you give me a lump sum? Oh, wow. You're going to let me take all of your... Are you serious? See what's happening? I'm going to get some diplomatic favor, all of his gold, because he needs cocoa that much. So, yeah. Thank you for that. And now we have one more luxury resource on top of everything else. That worked out. Holy crap. I was not expecting that to work so smoothly. Okay. See, now I can just buy a lighthouse outright. Looks like the Great Lighthouse has not been built yet. Are you serious? Neither has the Colossus. I'm going a little bit wonder crazy this series, but we're not going to have, I've said this already, but we're not going to have the opportunity to do that later in the meta series when I'm playing on higher difficulty, because you give up too much for all the turns you spend building wonders. But it's fun to have so many on King difficulty, and even sometimes on Emperor difficulty if you're lucky. Okay. What would that give me? You know what? It's going to give me 1 extra Great Admiral point per turn, which is, again, that it fits right into the lore. It fits right into the historical context of the series since we're playing as England. So you know what? Let's do it. I'm going to purchase that tile. And now that gives me the ability to build a Great Lighthouse right there. It'll take a moment to build, as most of our wonders have. But it's worth it. Okay, so... Ooh. There's a production tile right there, actually. Remember how I said if there's a production tile that can be worked? Let's see. Yeah, that's what's going to happen. Well, actually, it might not. They're going to go, because it's on food focused. Let's see if we can figure out which tile they would go for. Actually, unless the city grows, like if a new tile pops into place, that will be the tile that's worked. So we'll get the production bonus. And maybe that will be enough to help it finish a few turns earlier. There are so few turns left that it might not at this point. All right, so this is our Great Admiral. We're going to use him to explore a bit. That's a very, very handy thing to be able to do with Great Admirals. And also, we're going to improve these elephants, because that's another luxury resource. We're currently trading for it. Okay. Notice there's loyalty pressure.
It appears not to be the scar of a meteorite, but a deeply eroded dome with a rainbow-inspired color scheme.
All right, so probably, I would guess this is Russian loyalty pressure that I'm seeing on the settler map. I also don't see any iron, which makes me sad. Okay, so we're at the 35-minute mark as of this exact instant. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's wrap up this turn. And there we go. Moving into turn 96. Ooh, you're going to give me a great work. For some, you want your diplomatic favor back, and you want open borders. You know what? If you're going to give me a great work, then sure. Thanks.
다른 이들이 하늘을
Wow, that's incredibly rude, Shenduk. I'm ending the episode, and you're just going to put that sour taste in our mouths right at the end?
Listen, strange women lying in ponds distributing swords is no basis for a system of government. You can't expect to wield supreme power just because some watery tart threw a sword at you.
Never mind. The game just made up for it. Holy crap. That is one of my favorite things about Civilization 6, the fact that that quote is in the game. And I've said it countless times over the years, but it never, ever, 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 ever gets old. All right, so let's go ahead and institute the monarchy. We have +2 era score there. And before, I'm not going to deal with policies. We're going to do that next episode. I'm going to stop this one here. There's so much to do. Thankfully, we are not at war with Genghis. I think we will be probably before long. But our army is getting stronger, and we are slowly but surely damaging this military unit here. One more combat, and this horse unit will actually be able to be promoted and get a little bit stronger. So that's one of the reasons I've been throwing them at that barbarian unit, despite the fact that it's stronger. But for now, I'll stop here. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, except for this one, because this is what time it is right now, and I've still got to encode it and upload it, so sorry it was late. But, mostly, every day at 10 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time. Comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.